Strangely Alright is a show about people, places, and things in the Great Northwest. People doing things a little left of center, making things uniquely their own.
And you're going to find in this little journey that some of those things come from deep down inside of us. I'm Regan Lane.
And I'm Raymond Hayden. And this is Strangely Alright.
Hi everybody, my name is Regan Lane.
And I'm Raymond Hayden, and welcome to Strangely Alright.
Yes, welcome. Our guest today has an inspiring story about following your heart and your dreams, even if it takes you halfway around the globe to grab them.
Country singer and songwriter Jessica Lynne is here to visit with us today to tell us about her journey all the way from Haslev, Denmark to the Great Northwest and her search for things that make her feel strangely all right.
Absolutely, and her story is extremely unique, and we're so excited to help her tell it to you.
We are here in front of legendary Tacoma music store, Ted Brown's, where we're gonna get this whole baby rolling. Why don't you join us?
Come on, let's do it. Sometimes authentic country music artists do not grow up in what we would consider hotbeds of country music. Sometimes they grow up in Haslev, Denmark, the native town of current Seattle resident Jessica Lynne, a sensational rising country star and London Tone Music's latest signing. Jessica's first release, Spiritual Cowgirl, came out in 2011 and was a 4-song collection. She followed that up in 2013 with a single, Mississippi in July. Later in 2013, she had a local audition for the Texas Country Showdown, the largest country music talent search in the United States. Jessica landed herself the top spot as the Washington State winner. In 2014, she was chosen to fly to Nashville to audition for The Voice. Being in Nashville for the first time was something Jessica took full advantage of, soaking it all in, hearing music and feeling, as you can imagine, very much at home. Later, in 2014, she released her first single for London Tone Music, Calling Me Home. It's a song inspired by how comfortable she feels in the Pacific Northwest. So when was it that you decided that you really wanted to be a country western singer?
When I was a little girl, I was about 12, 13, I was homesick from school, and the TV was stuck on this channel that I'd never heard of before, called CMT.
Okay.
I should probably say I grew up in Denmark, and there's not a lot of country music going on over there.
Sure, sure.
By the time I was well and back to school, I was a country music fan.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, who were some of your early inspiration that got you going into the country music?
I'd say Faith Hill, Reba McEntire,
okay,
and Garth Brooks were big inspirations of mine, as well as like Trisha Yearwood and Martina McBride. That whole 90s classic country movement was big for me.
About how old were you when you wrote your first song?
Oh God, I don't even remember. I was probably like 6 years old, trying to write a song, and like, Mommy, look what I did.
So you were originally from Haslev, Denmark?
That's right.
Where exactly is that?
It's about 60 kilometers outside of Copenhagen in Denmark, yeah.
So what was the deciding factor for you to go from, hey, I'll move from Denmark to Washington?
Someone told me there's a lot of country music going on over here.
Someone lied to you.
I know, I'm just joking. No, I have family over here. And when I decided to up and follow my dreams, which is being a country artist, I decided this would be a good starting point, because I have family, I get on my feet, start a new life, and then start pursuing my dream.
Excellent. And so it was probably that simple. You decided to move from Denmark, you came here, and bam, you had a band, and you're on top, right?
Oh yeah, well, there's not a lot of country music competition, but no, it's not that simple.
Well, give us a little, kind of like a little bullet point snapshot, because this is not a long program, but like a snapshot of moving from Denmark to here and how that kind of happened.
Okay, so I decided, and then I had to save up some money to get going. And then I came over here, started looking for a job. I stayed with my dad until I was sure that I was going to stay. I gave it 3 months, which, you know, is not a lot.
That's a short amount of time.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then I found some people to start networking with through songwriters in Seattle.
Chris
Klemecki, David Ricks,
yep,
were very, very big, helpful people for me, because I just came with, with nothing. I didn't have recordings. I I was actually not very good at playing the guitar yet. So I took a lot of lessons. I found a producer, Kevin Jones, who produced my first EP.
Let's back up for a second. You kind of glistened over that whole I took guitar lessons. Didn't you take, if my memory serves me correct, you took guitar lessons from a pretty big dude.
Oh, yeah. He's the guitarist from Everclear, Davey French, and now also a good friend of mine. And he gave me lessons, and I learned a lot.
So you're involved with a few things locally and some activities to help kids and musicians. Specifically, we're in Ted Brown's. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's right. I work with Ted Brown with the Live It Out Loud program. I'm a mentor, in which we give kids an opportunity to play in a band and try and teach them how day-to-day life is for a musician, what to be aware of, and how to create some good music. So
that is really neat. What's the age group on the kids?
I think it's everywhere from 10 to 18. It's mostly teens.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what drives you to do that? To give back like that?
Well, when I was a kid, I didn't actually have a lot of opportunities to try. Well, I didn't actually have a lot of musical outlet.
Yeah.
I had a strict religious upbringing. I wasn't allowed in the regular church choirs, and everything that had to do with anything had to do with holidays and things that I wasn't allowed to be involved with. So it's my way of giving back to something that I didn't have when I was a kid.
Any other organizations or things that you're involved with locally?
Well, I just started working with Music Works up in Bellevue, and hopefully I'll be involved with their summer camps. And I also help one-on-one mentoring young kids who also want to try and break through in the music industry. I recently produced Connor Lewis and the Desperados' first EP. So that was my first chance at producing something that wasn't my own. That was fun.
Very cool. So when you're working with the other kids and the younger kids, is there something that you're getting out of that you really didn't expect that would happen in the process?
Well, I had no idea it was going to be that rewarding. Okay. Just being a part of these kids' lives and making a difference in the opportunities that they get is reward all on its own.
It's funny, the show Strangely Alright is based on that idea and the fact that you're willing to do that, and whatever that thing is that we all get when we do the right thing or whatever. Any particular artists of the younger artists that are knocking your socks off that you'd like to give a shout out to? Yeah,
actually, when I was in the Texaco Country Showdown state finals in 2013, I met a young kid. His name is Charlie Green.
Okay.
And he was the runner-up that year, but instead of looking at it as competition, we became really good friends. And I'm good friends with his family now, and I'm trying to help him out, get on his feet, and start becoming a full-time musician.
Tell me about the following you've kind of been gathering in the Seattle-Tacoma area with what you've been doing.
Well, I do actually. I have a very strong belief that what we do as musicians has nothing to do with competition. It's all about having a community and everybody helping everybody out. It's the only way we get anywhere.
Sure.
And as for the people that I've met here, colleagues or fans, friends, like you said, the following I'm receiving is an amazing experience to be able to touch somebody's life just by singing them a song.
Yeah.
And that's been happening to me over and over again, where people will write me letters and tell me how amazingly a song has impacted their life. And that's just worth it right there. That's everything that you would ever want in return.
Oh, my little country girl.
So, Jessica, thanks for being with us on Strange All Right. What is something that your fans would be surprised to know about you, other than the fact that you're a country artist?
I'd say the fact that I actually lived in Barcelona for 2 years and I lived as a visual artist. I don't think a lot of people know that about me. And that I love watching sci-fi movies.
Favorite sci-fi movie?
Logan's Run.
Back in the day,
Oh,
way
yeah.
back.
I was named after Jessica Six.
Who? Really?
Yeah.
Very interesting. What else? I mean, what things do you do between shows and rehearsals and all the other things in television shows and radio, you know, interviews and all that? What do you do in between all that? Besides sleep, of course.
Well, that's all there's time for. I'm a bit of a self-help junkie. I love reading, and it's always got to be something educational.
So tell me about your where the concept spiritual cowgirl came from.
Well, it's a little bit of a nod to my yoga practice, and probably also a little bit more indirectly my journey toward, like, from a very Christian, very strict upbringing, and kind of getting out of all that and not even having anything to do with religion, and then realizing that I am a spiritual person, and that I've found that perfect combination that works for me, and that is part of it, is being very spiritual, and that I do believe in God, and I do believe in the fact that there's more for us out there than just what we can see.
So, what type of experience led you to this path that you're on currently?
Well, a lot of things. I gave up music for about a decade, stopped playing, and found myself in an abusive relationship that I got out of. And that's a big obstacle. I think a lot of people know what that feels like. And it's a big obstacle to overcome, because once you get on the other side of a relationship like that, if you've been in it for a few years, you understand all of a sudden what toll it's taken on you as a person, and I had no idea who I was. So basically, I went to India, of all places, to just get on a different path. I wanted a different career. I wanted to do something different. And
Did you throw a dart at a board and India popped up, or?
I'll think of it more like signs that came my way, and finally I made the choice and went there, and I got the yoga teacher education, but I came out of there knowing exactly what I needed to do.
How would you define success for you?
Well, at one point I probably would have defined it with some sort of red carpet and maybe a Grammy or a CMA award. And I still am gunning for those things. I want to shoot for the stars. But success to me is also about how I get there. So it's not so much of what I get, but that I get it in a way where I keep being me, and I don't work myself to death, and I continue to have a fun and enjoyable journey on the way. So success is actually, to me, enjoying the whole process.
So when you write, are you thinking about this whole, you know, the spiritual thing, or are you do you just whatever comes to you that day?
Well, my process of writing is I try just to honor whatever comes up. Sometimes it's about, you know, driving a race car, and sometimes it's about finding the diamond in the dust. And so whatever comes up on that given day is what I need to be writing about. And it's not always a song that I need to put out or that everybody needs to hear. It's more of a process for me to go, oh, I have something to say. And whether it's a medium that gets people on their toes and dancing and having a great time and laughing a little, I mean, some of my songs, I try to be clever and funny, and others, I really try to get a message across about some sort of spiritual topic.
That's a great way to write.
I take it then your songwriting's kind of cathartic, though, but it comes from things that are going on with you in your life at the time?
I try to stick to writing about things that I know, and if I write about something I don't know much about, like Mississippi in July, where I've never been, I try to at least get my facts straight and figure out. And then sometimes it's prophetic, because a lot of my songs, I write them and then they happen to me.
What are you doing now? You have a single, a music video, what's going on?
Yeah, I have, well, last year I was very grateful to be on a big stage at the Gorge. I played Watershed, where Tim McGraw was headlining that day, so that was a big experience for me. And I have a music video coming out, a new single coming out, and we're working toward a full album and later this year when Summer Rush is over. Mm-hmm. So lots of good stuff happening, and I finally feel like I have the material that I want to put on a full-length album, in the sense of making it a whole project, not just random songs thrown together.
Theme running through the new album to be, possibly?
Yeah, I guess me.
Well, that was a lot of fun today, Jessica. Thank you for sharing your story with all of our fans at Strangely Alright TV.
That was awesome.
Thank
you so much for coming.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me.
All right, see you next show.
Yeah.
All right, we did it.
We did it. Another episode of Strangely Alright, and we still have jobs.
Yes, we do. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on Strangely Alright TV. We're grateful for the group of people we're working with. We have a wonderful crew. Grateful for you out there watching us, and I love working with you, Raymond.
Love working with you, Regan.
All right, everybody take care. See you later.
See you, Regan.